Hi everyone. Now this video is going to be about something I generally don't talk about, probably because it's too personal. It's a part of my research, and it's something which is very dear to me. And a lot of people have their own notions about it. So, not that I really care, but yeah, because I believe in one thing that Buddha couldn't do it, Mahatma couldn't do it, and a lot of them couldn't do it. You really can't make everybody happy. And I'm not really here to make anyone happy. I just want to make myself happy because I know if I'm happy, I can take care of my people and take care of my surrounding. I think that is what is most important, and I think most people don't do that. And I think if everybody just focuses on themselves and then their surrounding and people who they interact with and take care of them in a nice way, a lot of problems get sorted by itself. So today's topic, since we are talking about demons, I would like to say demons are not evil, firstly, and any entity, any spiritual entity who's got an animal attached to it, which most of our mythological spiritual beings are, they are considered demonic as far as Christianity is concerned. That's about it. The movies came up like that. I think the first movie which had come up with demonic forces, or where they talked about it at least, was The Omen. Then there was Evil Dead, and then it went on. So the series, it's not really very old if you look at it that way. So when we're talking about uh, whether it's Kali, whether it's Ganesh, whether it's Mahadev, whether it's any of these characters, they are considered demonic. I get a lot of mail asking me that what a specific demon likes and how they are, how they can help us, or what is the offering that you can make, and a lot of other things. Firstly, I think that they are very personal in the sense that any spiritual entity, whether demonic or non-demonic, they sync with your energy. Okay, so anyone you plan to, whatever your objective in life is, whether it's power, whether it's money, whether it's good relationship, whether it is your own confidence, whether you want to raise above your own boundaries, accordingly we select who we want to sync with. So whichever energy you are actually trying to activate within yourself, that's a kind of spiritual help that you're looking at. See, whenever we are talking about magic, whenever we are talking about anything where we actually feel weak, is where we are trying to get some kind of help from a spiritual entity, and that is exactly what we do. So, coming to that, I think the best kind of offering that one can actually do, or one can actually give, is offering of time. Is not offering, as they would say, gold or silver or any other kind of material things. It is something as simple as giving time. Offering of time is very important. We are talking about a lot of rituals are there where we talk about sacrifices, where we are talking about, people talk about animal sacrifice. I'm not too much into animal sacrifice. In fact, we used to have sacrifices in our Kali temple. I had stopped it many years back. I think if we are talking about sacrifice, it better be a sacrifice, something to do with your own personal self. You can stop having your favorite food, or you can stop doing something that you really like to do, or you're giving that as an offering, that you will stop it. So whenever we are talking about working with any kind of entity, any kind of spiritual entity, is we are looking at freedom. we are looking at freedom from a lot of things, which is including uh, your own self belief, your own blockages, things that are blocking you, and your own mental setup. Also, somewhere down the line, I feel what we believe is something which is set up for us from our surrounding, from our own belief system, from our people around us. They constantly keep telling you what you can do and what you can't do. And that's something that I always had a problem with. I think what is very important is self belief. And I think that a lot of people would say that when comparisons come, so I've seen a lot of people saying that, how come he has reached that position? How come he has reached that status? I was better than him in my studies. I was better in many other ways. I have done so much. Still, how come I have been able to not been able to reach that position that the other person has reached? There is one difference. The difference is self-belief. Now, if everybody around you says that you can do it, and you don't have the self-belief in you that you can do it, you will never be able to achieve anything that you want in life. And another belief is, if everybody in the world says that you will not be able to do it, let the entire world talk about it, that you're not good enough and you're not being able to do it, you will not be able to do it, you will not be able to achieve it. And you have that one belief within yourself that you can do it, and there's not a single thing that can stop you from doing it. Even God cannot stop you from doing it. That is what I believe. And I think I've seen a lot of people like that who have really had that courage, that faith, that belief in themselves that they can do it, and they have been able to. So all of us, when we start working with the spiritual world, we sometimes feel that we need help, in some way or the other. And where we don't find help from our own surrounding or our immediate surrounding is when we probably is the first time when we start believing in the spiritual aspect of it. Some people do and some people go away from it. There are again two different aspects to that. I have been doing my research. I've in fact started writing now, and the demons that I have interacted, in the sense that I have worked with their energy, and interaction sounds really weird for a lot of people, but yes, when we start working with a particular entity, we somehow feel their energy within us. You somehow become a lot like them in many ways. So it's the energy that you are actually thinking about or nurturing within yourself or wanting to work with, that energy syncs with your energy. Last few months I have been working a lot with Azazel and Asmodeus, and I think I have had the best time of my life, and I think I'm changing. It has brought enormous amount of change within me and around me, I would say. And Azazel, I've been working for about more than a year now, probably more than 1.5 years. And Asmodeus I've been working with for the last 3 months, I would say. 3 months, 3.5 months. So whatever Azazel gave me as far as strength, as far as confidence, as far as change in my last 1.5 years, Asmodeus has just probably Asmodeus has just probably given it speed, it has given it direction. There were a lot of things that I was lacking, and probably I had, every time I think that I have achieved that, bang on. You get into that mood where something happens and you see that no, you not really had achieved that kind of control over yourself. Now is the time that you again have to go through it to get that control over yourself. So during this entire lockdown, I've had enough time. That is when I started training people. I came across a few people, some pleasant experience, some not so pleasant experience. And I've just realized that probably for everyone it's not the time, or it's not for everyone. So you cannot really train everyone. You really cannot, because it's their time, it's their destiny, it's their path, it's their journey. And I think everybody has their own journey. You can just about, I always tell people that even if you want to learn something, just let it be open. You learn yourself, open yourself to the universe, open yourself to the entities around you. You will anyway learn. Because what I can teach probably is through my experience, and my experience and the other person's experience might not be the same, because my background is different, their background is different. What I am today is probably too many years into a practice which has been into the spiritual world and which has been into a world of the unknown. So I have experienced different things. I have experienced failures, I have experienced success, I have experienced heartbreak, I have experienced pain, I have experienced hurt. And I right now enjoy every part of that. And I have enjoyed every part of that and been here where I am today. And that I can take up the challenges of working with entities like Azazel or Asmodeus. They are really strong and powerful, and I can feel that power every time that I am, chanting their end, or, even thinking about them or drawing their energy. I feel so different. I feel so confident. I feel I can conquer the world, So it's like that. And I have seen that people who come close to me, or, probably, most of the people who are not right for me are kept away from me. I think that is what we want as a human being. So I think you have to go through that journey of realizing that this journey cannot really be traveled, or you can't really be on this journey holding hands with anyone. It is absolutely your journey with your entities who you're working with. Open yourself to them, give them time, ask for their help, give them time as offering, and you'll see yourself develop. As far as pacts are concerned, I think pacts are done best by yourself, because you exactly know where you are, what you want, what is the expectation that you have from that particular entity, what is the result that you're looking at in your life, and stick to it. I get a lot of mails that people have done pacts in the past, and whether I can revoke it or not. No, I cannot. Why me? No one can revoke a pact which is done in the past with any entity. Like in our Hindu tradition or Hindu mythology, a lot of people do mannat, or they promise something, they go to a temple, they promise something. It's almost like a pact. That is what a pact is. So you tell them you want a certain thing, and then you promise to give something in return, and then you don't do it, and then you forget it. Whatever you wanted happens to you, and then some things keep going wrong, and later on, after a few years, you realize that you had promised something and that you didn't do, and then you go back there. Somebody will tell you, some Babaji will tell you, or somebody would tell you somewhere, and then whatever happens. So it's not like that. So pacts are best done when you are absolutely certain that you want to do a pact. Now, for practitioners also, I would say that a pact is not really very important. You really don't need to do a pact to work with any kind of magic or any kind of working that you're doing. I think it is just probably very. So for practitioners also, I would say that it's not very important that you do a pact to actually work or get your desired outcome. You can very much do without it. And I think a pact is something very serious, and it needs to be taken seriously, because it doesn't only last this lifetime, it would take you the next and the next and all your lifetimes to come. So probably one should be very careful about doing a pact. And lastly, I would like to say that it's an amazing journey of power, success, all that, and a lot of churning within and a lot of churning around. If you're ready to let it, if you're ready for that roller coaster ride, if you're ready for that churning, because real butter only comes out after churning. If you're really, really ready for it, go for it. It's something really amazing. It's an amazing life to lead. It's an amazing thing to know yourself, that you're even capable of doing certain things which otherwise you would probably not even know. I would definitely say that read, do a lot of reading. There are various websites where there are there about them, about all the demons, all the egoic demons, demons of the Goetia. There are many yoginis which are there of our Indian cult. There are so many forms of vidyas which are there, so many are Mahavidyas which are there traditionally, and the darker side, as they would call it. Experience them in your life, because I think everything is dark if you don't have light. Darkness is the only thing. Light, I take light as knowledge that I get from these divine beings. There's so many things I have learned, there's so many things I have known, and without them it wouldn't have been possible. That is why demons are not evil. Demons are the one who give you the divine knowledge, the knowledge of the unknown, the knowledge of magic, the knowledge of physics, geography, mathematics, arts, everything. So you just need to open yourself and just welcome this amazing energy within you and see how you feel. If you think you're ready for it, as I would say, there are many books for references where you would find the names and what they are capable of, what their point of views are, what they work with. So obviously, if you're trying to go to Delhi, you will not buy a ticket for Mumbai. So if you're looking at money, you would only look at spiritual entities who are dealing with money and not with other things. So just for example, as I said, so if you're working with demons, just make sure that you're working with the right one. You're working with the ones what you're trying to attain, and not calling on everybody and anybody for it. So I would say go in for it, and I think if you need any help in it, I'll be there to help you out. You can just write me an email. This is something that I don't do consultation for any of this, but as an offering, as I have promised the ones that I work with, that I'm always going to help people to know them better and to make people aware of their power and everything. So I would anyway do it. If you have a question, do write to me. As I always answer, I would reply back, and go for it. Start your journey.